What's up guys, this is Nick from Supermoon Studios. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Rokinon 24mm f1.4 ED AS IF UMC cinematic photography lens. So first off, let's just talk about that name. All of those little abbreviations kind of mean something for the lens itself and how it's built. The ED stands for extra low dispersion, which means that the light does not convex at the same point when it comes through the lens. Basically, that's just going to help with chromatic aberration and some other optical color problems that you might see in other lenses. The AS means this lens contains some spherical elements. The way it's built is not like a perfect sphere. It's lopsided a little bit, and that again helps with chromatic aberration, and that even helps narrowing your focus range at smaller aperture values and helping you get a sharper image when you're working with the lens wide open. The IF stands for internal focusing, which means that all of the focusing that you do in the lens is taken care of inside the body. It doesn't grow or shrink like your standard zoom or telephoto lens. And the UMC just means it has ultra multi-coating on it, which further helps with chromatic aberration and light dispersion. Basically, what all this means is that you're not going to get any distortion in this lens. You're going to have a really narrow focus value. Everything's going to be sharp no matter what aperture value you're shooting at. And at the end of the day, it's going to be great in low light. This lens handles low light absolutely amazing. It's one of our go-to lenses when we're shooting at night. We have a lot of night shoots for our cinematic productions. The Rokinon line of lenses just performs fantastically at night. You always get that shot you want, and you can keep your ISO value low so you avoid getting any grain in your picture. We really can't say enough about these lenses. Switching over to something like this has helped our cinematic productions incredibly, especially with the low price value you see when you're looking at this brand. So a little bit about Rokinon as well. It was founded in the 70s as Samyang Optics in South Korea. Rokinon is actually the US company. If you live outside of the US or in the Asian territories, you're going to see Samyang a lot more than you would see Rokinon. It's all the same glass, it's all the same lenses, just built in a different body and different subsidiaries of that company. It was a very tight, close-knit group of people, and they very quickly became trading internationally with these lenses under these subsidiary companies. So with all that, here's the lens itself. Again, it's the 24mm lens. It feels nice and weighty in your hands. This does feel like a cinematic lens, like something you would be picking up for quite a bit more than this, and especially with the picture you get from it, you really are surprised when you start shooting with this with really how little you paid for it. Now my girlfriend actually grabbed this for me for my birthday last month, so I absolutely can't thank her enough because I absolutely love shooting on this lens, and she got me the perfect gift. So kind of moving on to build quality, the whole lens is made out of metal. The glass is absolutely insane if you look at it. It's got a plastic focus ring that feels very nice and very glidey in your hands. It's nice and big so you can focus very smoothly and very precisely. The aperture ring itself is plastic, but it's housed around these metal components, so it still feels very good and very weighty. It's very clicky and feels very precise when you're locking in your f-stop values. That'll help with your still photography. If you pick up the cinema version of these lenses, the DS versions, this f-stop ring is actually not clicked, so I prefer it clicked, and it feels a lot better when I'm shooting with it. That you can click it in, leave it there, and just not have to worry about it. So overall, build quality is great. It feels nice and chunky. It's a big lens in your hands. It looks great on a bigger camera. It's definitely a breath of fresh air from some of the lenses we've been using that have been small and just look ridiculous on the end of these bigger cameras, but this absolutely looks great and it feels great in your hands. And it does come with this nice little carrying bag and the lens hood, so all of this is included, and when you're on the go you just pop it in here, and it doesn't take up a lot of room even though it is kind of a bigger lens, so you can kind of take it anywhere, throw it in your camera bag, and get out there and get shooting. So with all that, let's take a look at the sample footage. We'll come right back and we'll kind of wrap up the review from there. Alright, and like you can see from that footage, this lens performs outstandingly, especially for the price range. This was under $1,000, and you get that clear, sharp image, you get that narrow focus range at those lower f-stop values. Everything looks great. That light dispersion, you can absolutely see it on display because none of these colors become tinted or distorted at any place in these images. It looks absolutely amazing. Everything is nice and creamy. That bokeh is amazing in the background. You get those perfect circles when you're filming. Just, we can't say enough about these lenses. Zach has the 35mm as well, and we have been just filming non-stop on these lenses. So basically, that's gonna be it for this video. As you can see from that footage, there really isn't much else to say once you look at this lens. It is a cost-effective, low-budget lens that gives you cinema quality footage without breaking the bank. It's great for video productions. You can film at low lights and it looks amazing. You can film during the day and it looks amazing. And it's just really clear and great to look at. So 790 AM and Chlorine are coming up next. We've had a little bit of a delay in filming with the move and with quarantine kind of coming back into play, but those will be out by the end of the year at the very least. And just stay locked in. We got more stuff coming. The holidays are on the way. I hope everyone is staying safe, and I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for watching, guys.